The mysterious deaths of cows and even fish has led to an investigation into what is called biosolid fertilizer in Johnson County specifically. So the backstory here, earlier this year, the judge in Johnson County declared a disaster in that area because of this. And now our media partners over at Texas Monthly are reporting that lawmakers are now starting to take notice. And Emily McCullough is with us looking into the issue, wrote a great article on this. And thank you for joining us for the discussion. So first and foremost, you point out biosolid fertilizer is legal. So my question would be, how is it, first and foremost, for all of us to understand, how's it created and why is it such a problem?
Well, when waste goes through a wastewater treatment facility, the water is separated from the actual solid materials, and it is legal to turn those solid materials into fertilizer that can be applied agriculturally. So, in theory, that's great. But unfortunately, city waste includes runoff from airports, hospitals, and there are tons of chemicals in there, which you can more easily pull out of water than you can remove from the solid waste. So by the time this stuff gets applied on land for, growing crops that get fed to cattle, there's still these forever chemicals in there.
Right. And I know you spoke to a lot of people for the article, and those you did speak with, what did they share with you as far as what they're experiencing and witnessing when it comes to the biofertilizer, realizing this is their interpretation, obviously, of what they feel is the connection here and what's happening?
Yes. One couple that I spoke with, they've lost, I think, when I talked to them, 54 cows. A lot of the times they'll notice the cow just will be walking weird or will just be laying there unable to get up. One time they tried to help the cow up and then it charged at them and then began acting really aggressively. They've had stillborn calves. They've had calves born with deformed legs, or as the calf gets older, it doesn't grow properly. And they've seen their fish die twice. All the fish in their ponds died twice, they say. And peacocks, horses, they've seen dead cranes lying by the side of their ponds. So it's been pretty traumatizing.
Yeah, and it sounds like just in basic theory, a huge amount of abnormalities that just in normal life, I guess they would never really see something like all of that combined at one time in one place. So we know, based on your reporting, an environmental crimes investigator has been able to test some fertilizer samples. That's one of the first things that popped into my mind. Have they tested the soil? So they did. The company that makes the fertilizer is also responding. Kind of give us a little bit more on both of those points.
Yes, Synagro, they commissioned their own independent study with the Parsons Corporation and a doctor at Purdue University. I think Linda Lee is her name. And that study found that they took samples from the farmland around the area and determined that the granulite, the biosolid fertilizer that was applied that allegedly led to these deaths and these complications, that couldn't have been the connection. That couldn't have been the reason why these cows died. So Synagro has a different idea of what's happened.
Yeah, interesting. There is a House bill, for those who don't know. It's HB 1674, and this is aimed directly at helping combat the issue that you're talking about, but it's been left pending in committee. Is there any hope, based on who you're talking to, for this legislation to go forward, and what other ways, I guess, would people have an avenue to fight back, if not through our system in the state with government?
Well, I think it is technically possible for it to get revived, but from everyone I've talked to, it's probably dead. I did speak to Representative Helen Kerwin, who's the author of the bill, and she said that it is poised to be a part of the next legislative session, and we'll have a more broad and comprehensive bill that will be better suited for the whole state instead of just Johnson County. That's 2 years from now. So if citizens are frustrated about, how much time would pass and whether or not more of this fertilizer could be applied onto our food, I think, just continue participating in the democratic process.
Yeah. I look at something like this and I think, a big reason why journalism and reporting exists is giving voice to those who otherwise may not have a voice, and this is one of those moments, right? Emily McCullough, we thank you very much. Great discussion, great article, and for those of you watching, if you'd like to read it, I would encourage you. It's posted right now on TexasMonthly.com. We'll be right back.